MakingStarWars.net.
One, I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net, and today we're going to be talking about Star Wars. Can you believe it? Rob, can you believe it?
My least favorite thing.
What? According to the comments.
I know.
I guys, I got to be honest with you guys. I asked Rob to go. I say, please don't show up. Please don't come. But I gave him mod keys, and I can't stop him. I try, you guys. I do my best. I don't want him here, but I can't stop him. No.
You know I like to slip in through the back, right, Jason? You know.
Whoa. Hey.
What?
I asked Bespin, I said, hey, you want to come hang out with us today? And he's like, nah, man. I'm riding dirty or something like that. And I was like, good luck, dude. So no Bespin today with us. But
meanwhile, in the middle of a field near Ergenschneier, right?
Ergenschlott.
Yeah, he's got like a grassy hat, you know, he's hiding from the security guy, the security bro, or the security bra, right?
So we'll start with before we get to like the Andor stuff. Last night, I was like, I just kind of had a sense that it, like, once again, yesterday when we were talking about Obaid-Chinoy, and the new Star Wars movie, you know, I had that overriding sense that something was missing from the narrative, from what actually happened, and obviously I didn't go find it. But I started to think about the other mystery about why did they pick this director? You know, why would Kathleen Kennedy decide this is the person who's going to take the next run of Star Wars, you know, films or the next film? And I was like, there's kind of a mystery. I was familiar with Ms. Marvel, but I'm like, you know what? That's not really. I knew that wasn't it. That wasn't why.
Right.
And so I decided to just find which documentaries I could find, and I posted one in the. This was the one from HBO Films. It's all over YouTube, and it's called "A Girl in the River: The Price of Forgiveness." So this one right here is maybe the most accessible in the sense that it's around 40 minutes long, and but in it, a couple of things is like you know, people think that making a documentary is just setting it up and filming what happened and then going home and then putting the footage together. And her documentaries actually aren't made that way. Her documentaries, like in this one, it's a woman, I should say, who was attacked by her father and her uncle, primarily by her uncle, in an attempted honor killing, and she survives. But in this documentary, you have competing narratives, you have competing psychologies, you also have it shot beautifully, all at the same time. And it's like, so when you get down to it, she's entering into an environment and being like, how can we shoot this and make it look compelling and make it look beautiful, right? Well, she does it, and she does it with what she has in the environment. So there's something to be said about her just getting into a place and making it work, I think. At the same time, with somebody with that eye, I think was to go in with the environment designed and tailored to getting these ideas and these types of shots that she likes to get. It should work out really, really well, I would think. And another thing that she does in for instance, in this documentary, in A Girl in the River, is the girl tells her story, but then what she does is she goes back and she travels the spaces that the story took place in, showing you shots of what and where it happened. How she sees a motorcycle off in the distance and she captures a motorcycle, or maybe they planned it, maybe she captured it, whatever, it's there and it's coming, but it's shot really well. And so you see this, so you have this person telling their story. So it's not just setting up the camera and being like, tell me your story, Interview with the Vampire style, you know. It actually is more like Interview with the Vampire. And she tells you the story and then they show you what is going on. So anyways, it's much more complex than your standard PBS documentarian. You know, no, I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean to crap on PBS, but I'm saying like she's a rock star in the field. So yeah, I could see why, if you were, when you get those shots in Andor, like when they get to like Jeddah and stuff, And
Yeah.
and I'm
Well,
not just saying that because of
you
the
mean
pack
Rogue One?
in Rogue One. Sorry, yeah, in Rogue One when they get to like Jeddah and there's like handheld stuff kind of like going on and like they're going down like the corridors and stuff like that. A lot of it.
Yeah.
So I kind of been getting the impression as I was seeing this that this next film may have that sort of like movement in it. Not necessarily that it'll be Jeddah or anything like that. And because she worked with Pakistanis people for the most part in the documentaries I saw last night, doesn't mean that's going to be like a Middle Eastern Star Wars. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like that kind of like setting up and then going with it, and then also having really good exposition shots that sit in between that kind of kinetic energy. I definitely get a better sense of where I think this is going after watching those docs. Now, it's not to say when you watch them they're just like a thrill ride of imagination or something like that, and every shot is beautiful. It's still very much a documentary, but you do see those moments where this person knows how to shoot something. So, and the first one, or the first one I watched was The Price of Forgiveness. And like I said, 40 minutes, you'll get a pretty good sense. And obviously, like um in terms of the storytelling, that's like the other thing is in it you get a woman who married a man who without her family's permission. The family takes her, puts a gun to her head to shoot her in the brain. She moves her face as the bullet goes through, and it literally like hits her in the side of the face and like blows off. And I don't mean this in a funny way, like it's like Snoke almost, how her face is destroyed. And they put her into like a body bag, like a duffel bag kind of thing, and they throw her in the water, thinking that she's gonna die. And then she survives, she gets out, and then her husband, still loves her and stuff like that. It wasn't like superficial. He really seems to love her. And but you get this like narrative of now her father is put into prison. But you see how this whole community comes and says, you need to forgive your father to get him out of prison. You can't put your dad in prison. It's bad for the community. But then you get to the father side of the story where how like he's considered like a bad person because his daughter did this thing. And for the record, you don't really get a lot. You don't feel a lot of empathy for him as he's telling the story, but you understand the social pressure that he's under and exactly how the system is making this man do this horrible thing to his daughter. And all spoilers for the documentary. I know most of you probably won't watch it. By the end of the documentary, she is forced to forgive him by the family and the neighborhood. And so she does because she's like, well, what am I going to do? She's like, in my heart, I don't really forgive them, but they're making me, so I do. And so she does. So she doesn't get justice. And then at the end, the father is getting marriage proposals for his other daughters because now he is a man of true integrity. And you're just like, fuck, like it's fucked up. But it goes through and it handles like the narrative of the daughter and her situation, the father and why he does what he does. It handles these things like it feels, I'm sure it was not effortless. This was a complicated narrative, but it seems effortless. It feels effortless in the way that it's handled here. So there's a sort of, and she's retelling a story that's not made, that she didn't write. Obviously, this is like something that happened, but I got confidence in her. That's what I'm trying to say. And I am more in her corner than I was before. Before I was a little bit like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a weird choice. I guess Kathy knows what she's doing. That's kind of where I was at. And now I feel like, yeah, Kathy does know what she's doing. And when I think of her being teamed up with Damon Lindelof, I do think that's a slightly weird pairing on paper at first, but I could kind of see where they were going with it. And then when I think about the Stephen Knight side of it, I think like Knight feels more in tone with her, with the kind of stuff that she does overall. And so yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I am more intrigued now. And um Robert St. Clair last night started sending me some stuff. He sent me on this path. So Robert, thank you for the help. And he sent me this quote. Obaid-Chinoy, quote, took the audience behind the scenes of our latest documentary, Freedom Fighters, that follows an inspiring story of three Pakistani women who take a stand against violence at the hand of their male counterparts. So once again, we have somebody who is interested in telling stories essentially of rebellion. Another one that she did was that I watched that was a short one. It's about 10 minutes. I meant to have the link, but I misplaced the link, but you can find it. And I'll find it later if you have a hard time. Just tell me and I'll find it for you. It was about women in Pakistan who aren't allowed to go to school. And one woman who wants to go to school and becomes a school teacher and starts trying to figure out like how she's going to teach people. But once again, look beyond the superficial here in terms of I mean, it's an important story. I don't mean to say it's not, but look beyond the it's about school teachers. No, it's not about. It's about rebellion. It's about resistance. That's what the stories are about. And it's about defiance against a system that's telling you you are to be this one thing and you are only this one thing and you're to do these roles. And that's what there's some common themes in here that I think are really, really compatible with the general Star Wars narrative. In fact, I would have expected her to maybe be directing on Andor. You know what I mean? Like before a movie, just looking at what was out here. But anyways, this is what it is. She got her bachelor's degree. She got 2 master's degree she went to Smith and Stanford. I think what's his name? Joseph Campbell started at Smith, I think, or taught at Smith. The only woman director to have been awarded 2 Academy Awards by the age of 37. So 2001, she has made 24 multi-award films over 16 countries. It's just kind of the Indiana Jones of documentary filmmakers. Student athlete, Girl in the River. That's what I'm talking about. Song of Lahore, Saving Face. Saving Face is the other one I saw. That's about you probably heard about Saving Face. Do you remember when there was that documentary about the women who had acid thrown on their face, battery acid in Pakistan?
Oh yeah.
That was her. When I saw, I was like, oh, I know this. I've seen this. I just didn't know it was her.
Right.
Peacekeepers and transgenders, Pakistani's open secret. And she does fine artist to co-chair the World Economic Forum annual meeting, recipient honors and awards, including named the annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time Magazine in 2012. So when we kind of just go like, haha, what the fuck are they doing? You know, I don't think that's the right way to look at this. I think I'm going to say they're underestimating her. So anyways, I suggest if you want to do your Star Wars homework, go and watch some of those documentaries. I really enjoyed them. I enjoy documentaries, and they're fucking great. They're really, really, really well made. And you know, if I had one complaint, and it's not a complaint, it's just that I like to watch documentaries later at night, and everything is subtitles because it's not in English, which is fine. But so don't watch them before bed too late, or you won't have a good time. But and they are huge bummers, but they're important. And so, anyways, yeah, I'm curious to see what her and Stephen Knight do. I think that's actually a more compelling alchemy now of characters at play, and I mean characters, I mean like participants in this production. So sounds good to me. But yeah, but I mean the acid stuff, God, that was fucking hard to watch. I can't lie. That was brutal.
Yeah, my senior year in high school, I was in film class and we were getting ready to watch Psycho.
You're right.
Right? I was up next and I come in that morning and one of our classmates, I'd gone through school with her for 4 years. She was Saudi Arabian. Her father had murdered her mother that night in an honor killing for whatever reason. That's the first time I'd heard of this. This is 1995, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and my teacher at the time was like, "We're gonna watch Psycho because he gave a lot of really good explanations. We're not gonna let cultural events, blah 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 blah." But I just remember going like, "What the fuck's an honor killing? What is this?" And then I was like, "Oh, this is religion, man. So fucking horrific, like."
Yeah.
So well, the stuff still goes on,
Yeah, it was. There's like some pretty powerful moments in it when she's told get into the car with her family. You'll be okay. I swear on the Quran. And she's like, oh, well, they swore on the Quran, so therefore it's good. It's okay. It's not okay. And then she does this really good thing where she puts that at the start of the narrative. And at the end of it, when she's going to court to forgive her father, which they don't let them film, but when she's going to court to forgive her father, like her mother-in-law is like, "Look, you gotta believe, you gotta like have faith in the Quran," and they do, we all do. The Quran's gonna take care of you, and it's like, whew, did a pretty good thing by showing you know what I mean?
Right. They
The
let you
choice
put that
of
together.
words, yeah, but the choice of words and the juxtaposition, it's right there. You can't miss it. Like you'd have to be a dummy to miss it. And so anyways, it was really, really well done. And sometimes I watch documentaries and I think back and I'm like, why the fuck was that in it? Because you filmed it. Did you need to make this 49 minutes long? Like why do you have that footage in there to just, wasn't funny?
But
Like what was the point of that? There's none of that. There's no fat. There's absolutely no
this is the
fat.
part of Lucas that I'm been pretty consistent about this since day one, and
Mm-hmm.
especially when Andor came around. And I'm going to reiterate again, Lucas's approach coming out of USC, right? Was it UC? I can't even remember the UCL,
USC.
whatever the fucking
Yeah.
college. Yeah, USC
Mm-hmm.
was a documentary approach, but with fiction.
Yeah.
You know, so that's THX 1138. His college film is shot that way. The theatrical film is shot that way. American Graffiti was shot that way. He had planned to shoot Apocalypse Now that way. And matter of fact, you can see this
Yeah.
when they eventually did more American Graffiti. He shot all the Vietnam sequences that way. It's totally
Mm-hmm.
different than the rest of the film, right?
Right.
And he shot the first Star Wars as much as he could that way.
Did you know
And so
they filmed a lot of Apocalypse Now with Harvey Keitel and then fired him?
I heard that. I'm
He's
I'm
in
gonna be
one
honest,
shot.
man. It's
He's in one shot. Yeah,
I
he's still like
I
one shot on the
watched.
boat, but it's he gives a good interview about it. But if you like the film, it's worth watching. Harvey Keitel. He's like it was painful, but it was the right choice. It wasn't my path kind of thing. But it's an interesting interview.
I'm more interested in the making of Apocalypse Now than I am in the movie. I've seen
Then
it. You know,
I'll
I've
find it
seen
to you.
the
I'll send you that Harvey Keitel thing. It's pretty
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. It's like Blade Runner. The movie's fine, but the making of Blade Runner is way better than the film for
Yeah.
me. And what I love about Andor is I think it keeps that tradition. It's less like, this is the thing where Return of the Jedi to me is more like a movie. It's
Mhm.
like it kind of like it's post Spielberg, Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? Like it feels more 80s movie
Yeah.
than that documentary thing. And so this, if they're, and I know I was cynical about it yesterday, and I'm still going to be cynical about it till I see otherwise. I hope that that will be the tone of whatever they shoot now, whether it's fun or serious, but that it feels like a place you go to and less like a big Marvel movie set. I got Marvel movie set. I got cinematic movie. There's something about
Yeah.
Star Wars that when done right feels like it really is a place you could walk into. As crazy and as stupid as that puppet is over there, it does feel like you
Right.
could go there. And less like, and for the lack of a better word, I'm not going to piss on the volume like everyone else does, but when the volume makes you feel like you're on a play set, or
Mhm.
or how we would say during Attack of the Clones, when you could tell it's 100% blue screen environment, no one's really there. That's the disconnect I have with Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Is like, no one's there. They're not there. It's not documentary. Like, at least there are parts of the Phantom Menace. I'm like, well, they were physically there. It's not that they're shooting outside. There's a viewpoint. So
Yeah.
I hope that this translates, because I didn't see any of that shit in Ms.
So
Marvel, but that's
yeah.
ran
So,
by a showrunner and not the director of an
right.
episode. So
And just this, I didn't do any research on this. This is my assumption based, but off of just the work of hers that I've seen. When you see women who are just having to like fight to like go to school, you could see how she could not pass up directing on Ms. Marvel. Like
right.
it
But here's the thing about Ms.
so
Marvel though. Like I think Ms.
yeah.
Marvel's great, but it's 3 seasons worth of story shoved into 10
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's
No,
the
no,
problem. Like,
exactly.
here's this stuff that would just play. I'm telling you right now,
But
I could
what
take that
I'm
first season and break it into 3, and it would be brilliant. Like, it's just they shove so much in there.
like I would see it as like maybe a celebration of that, maybe that concept, but I don't, when I see what I have seen of it, I don't think that is her voice as a filmmaker, as a documentarian, and as a creative. So I think that, like, in a weird way, that act is actually, of her doing it, is more political than it is artistic, which is not what you would expect. But I would think that when she goes and she does her Star Wars film, I don't see how she would, based off of the things I've seen from her work, that she would go and she would film Attack of the Clones in the volume. She's somebody who will go and, like, film a fucking reflection of somebody doing their daily work in a puddle on the ground and be like, and then use that to, like, get into the person's point of view and plight. So I see her as being almost environmental in the sense of how she would decide to shoot. I think she would need tangibility to do what she does. That would be my sense. That is my sense off of what I've seen from her. So I expect
What
it
I
to be
fear
a
though
more
is
location
that
shooting. Mhm.
that's what she shoots, but then we get that first trailer and it's overly color graded. You know what I mean? Lens flare, big glare, everything looks golden and bloomy, and you're like,
Mhm.
is that? I don't know. Like I said, it's just a fear, guys. I'm not going in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't wake up in the morning and go,
It's
man, they're gonna fuck up Star Wars again today. You know, go on the show,
I
let everyone know. Like, just
a little bit, Rob, just admit it a little bit
like,
you
did
do.
you
But
expect? Okay, let's be honest. When we saw, I mean, I've seen every Man's Gold film in fucking theaters, from 310 to Yuma through Ford v Ferrari, right?
okay.
Does Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, this is the stupidest name I've ever
Yeah.
heard, is even dumber than King of the Crystal Skull. So is the new Indiana Jones film, does that look like a James Mangold movie based on that trailer so far? It doesn't
I
feel
couldn't
like
tell
it.
you. I haven't
Yeah,
watched
it
any of the
doesn't
movies
feel. It
really.
feels like it's gone through a Disney filter. You know, there's a
Mhm.
weird set of filters that I don't know,
Well,
man. It's
yeah.
weird.
I mean, it's ILM to some extent, probably, when it's super heavy
Yeah.
with the visual effects. But
I'm
yeah,
being
and
facetious when I say Disney filter, but you know
yeah,
what I
yeah, I
mean.
know,
Like, just
I know.
bloom shafts of light everywhere, glows, and you're
Yeah,
like, all right, you know, like
yeah. No, I don't know what to expect from, like, I don't know who we don't do we know who the director of photography is and stuff like that? I don't know if we do. If
on
we
this
do, I
film,
forgot
no
on
clue.
yeah, if they've
No,
hired
we've
one.
heard
I
nothing.
yeah, so there's a lot of, just a ton of factors here. And
And there are
I
ways to
mean,
do fantastic,
mhm,
you know, artistic lighting. Rogue One has Greg Fraser, who does a lot of artistic lighting.
yeah,
But I still feel like he's smart enough to, like in the Batman, put that texture in there, right?
mhm,
Put the actual anamorphic lenses on the digital cameras, get the noise, get the feel, like make you feel like your boots on the ground in Star
yeah,
Wars, even if it is a big, you know, matte painting. That's my
yeah,
only hope, man. Just visually, and I was
mhm,
thinking about this. So yesterday, I'm gonna let you. We're gonna continue, but
yeah,
this
yeah.
ties into this. So I was messing around with Chat GPT because I wanted to prove how dumb it was. So I just started with a question, right? Right? When was the last time a Star Wars movie won Best Visual Effects at the
And
Oscars?
it told you, I'm not Google, bitch. Google it yourself.
It said no. It said The Force Awakens. I'm like, that is not true. So I
Yeah.
then Googled it. The last time it won a Star Wars film was won Best Visual Effects was in 1984. Now, no
For
offense.
83 for Return of the Jedi?
Well, the Oscars were in '84. The Jedi came out in
And it
'83,
was for
right?
Jedi,
So
though, I mean?
yeah, for Jedi,
Okay.
for Return of the Jedi. That's the last time a Star Wars movie won Best Visual Effects. I think that's bullshit. But Star
Mhm.
Wars should be winning Best Visual Effects when it goes up for the Oscars. That's all I'm saying. Like
Yeah, but
that's how I feel. You
when it
know,
came
like
to the prequel time, George Lucas was like, "I'm not gonna pay you to give me the award. Fuck that." You know what I mean?
yeah, but
That was
you know, like that there were again, Rogue One could have beat out those Marvel movies and
mhm,
shit. So that's
yeah,
all I'm saying. They got to put something in that goes, remember that fucking thing that was amazing? So we could
sure.
all, you know, the way that Top Gun does it, right? Like just something where you go, that Tom Cruise held his breath for 9 fucking minutes, you know, grew gills, like something in Star Wars film.
Robert
Whatever.
says, I can't remember if this has been covered before, but Ms. Marvel's showrunner has said they put a ton of stuff into the show because they had no clue if they get another season with the characters.
Total
So,
total failure of leadership. Because when I
mhm,
think of Ms. Marvel and what they put in, they're putting a mutant parable into that story. And it actually ends with the mutant task force, right? or the precursor to the Mutant Task Force. And so
Yeah.
to start with a series that says, "Hey, here's these this religious culture we've had a phobia about for 20 fucking years, and it's okay for the government to run in there and ramshackle their homes and abuse their First Amendment rights and their Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, whatever amendment rights you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want to them because they're scary fucking whatever." Meanwhile, Daredevil, this is what they should. Daredevil's over here hanging out at the Catholic Church where they also dress their women up in fucking nun garb, and we're cool with that. But to use that as a parallel for the mutant plight, right? Which we're just eventually in this universe going to turn toward mutants. It's going to be totally okay to fucking like abuse and kidnap and abduct mutants left and right out of a phobia, right? It's just that it's all like handled in like one episode. You're like, yeah, we did it, like in a very Favreau kind of way. See, we covered that one episode. It was there, right? You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. You're like, this is so weird, dude. Like Feige and them should be like, oh, we're gonna commit to 3 seasons. You know what I mean? One every fucking year or every 18 months or some shit like that. And bide some time, and then by the time it comes out, we'll have X-Men ready to go, kind of thing, like a way to lead into it.
Yeah.
But instead, man, you're just like, it's just tough because we live in the golden age of long form storytelling. You don't see Attack of Titan doing the whole story in one season, right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine shoving all that? Like it'd be ridiculous.
Shanky says it's haram to swear on the Quran. It's wrong. I think it's wrong to swear on the Quran, and I don't think there's such a thing as honor killings in Islam. And there's actually only one moment you hear Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy in the whole thing, and that's when the guy said, when that comes up, she goes, "But you swore," and he says, and his response is some bullshit response like, well, tell me where in the Quran it says that a girl can go do what she did, which is get married without his permission. So it's like the old whataboutism fucking bullshit,
Right.
well, my brother hit me kind of thing. It's like, no, fucking grow up, dude. Yeah, I wanted to beat the shit out of the guy like the whole time. But yeah, she does actually, like, you could tell that's where she loses it. And then okay, we did that one. There was one other comment I wanted to hit. It was about Thrawn. Okay, yeah, E.T. the Frog says, love the show. I hope to see a Thrawn cameo tonight. I'm not saying you will, I'm not saying you won't, but if you read my current article that I wrote up this week about what's up about the plan to save Thrawn in the Ahsoka series, I think it's highly unlikely. And I can't say for certain. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I suggest reading the article if you follow spoilers and you want to know what the odds are of that, what the odds are that you'll see something of that. I don't know what the chances are. It's not high. And then, oh no, fucking hell. Curb Your Enthusiasm producer John Heyman hits on social media that the show will end after the 12th season. That's bullshit.
Yeah, but that happened the other day when what's his face? Fucking his buddy,
Jeff,
dude from
Jeff.
the stand-up comedian, the dude, the dude that's in fucking Robin Hood and shit.
the one who was on the show with Halloween.
I always get him confused with Meltzer. You know what I mean?
yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now that we've gone down this route, I will never be able to recall his name.
Yeah, Richard, I think, whatever. I can never remember.
Richard Mall.
Names, no, not Richard Mall, dude.
Darth Maul.
It's Colonel Mustard. Like, watch your mouth.
But anyways, what
more surprises?
What did he die?
Well, he had posed.
Oh
No. He had posted a final something from the set and thanking Larry for 12 seasons or something. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's probably like
Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis. Richard Jerry Lewis, I believe is his full name. And
remember was it the 3rd or 4th season when Larry doesn't get along with Richard's girlfriend? Mm-hmm. And he picks a fight with her.
Yeah.
It's so good. I'm like, yeah, single Rob would do that for certain.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, whatever.
My problem is I'm usually pretty nice until they break up, and then they're still around, and I'm like, why the fuck are you still here? That's kind of how it goes for me. But yeah, and I will probably watch the whole entirety of that series one of these days. Yeah, Funkhauser was the best. You're right, Robert. I love Super Dave. He was the best. But okay, so let's go over to bestspinbulletin.com for all your Bespin news. So right here we got Cassian Andor and Mon Mothma finally meet. Video shows a scene of the two being filmed for the second season of the Star Wars series. So right here we got a little bit of them holding hands, a little bit of them running together. I don't think it's like romantically holding hands, but if you're a 12-year-old on Tumblr inside your heart and you want to ship that and pretend that's like a thing, by all means, I will not stand in your way, you weirdo.
It's
So
not
okay,
about space shipping, Jason.
not about space shipping. George Lucas said that.
I
Write it
I
down.
typed that in today on Santa's show and no one picked up on it.
Oh, I didn't
I'm
see
like,
it.
all right.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Would have.
So proud of myself.
Okay,
I didn't want
so
to give Santa $5 to.
right. No.
No. He
He-
vomited at my name the other day, so I'm withholding his super
Yeah.
chats until he eats that vomit back up.
So over the past week, we've had a bevy of images and videos taken from the City of Arts and Science located in Valencia, Spain, where the second and final season of the critically acclaimed Star Wars series Andor has been filming. We've seen various scenes play out, including a meeting between Luthen Rael and Mon Mothma, and stormtroopers descending on a building in which our heroes are residing. However, one character we get to see in Valencia is that of the titular character played by Diego Luna. That is Intel. Now, wow. He didn't say that. He just wrote now. In footage captured by Oscar Budding, we see Diego Luna's Cassian Andor alongside Genevieve O'Reilly's Mon Mothma. Hey, you don't need to put their names every time, buddy. Okay, all right, Bestman. Once is enough. Okay, we got the key. Got the skeleton key to this article. Okay, you got it. Thank you, Cassian Andor alongside Genevieve O'Reilly's Mon Mothma. The two have yet to share the scene on Andor, and the scene could showcase their first time they meet. Cassian seems to be desperately pleading with Mothma as they pace frantically, possibly keeping an eye out for Imperials. Cassian puts his arm in front of the senator as they see something ahead of them and stop in their tracks. Cassian takes Mon Mothma by the hands and intensely converses with the senator, perhaps trying to convince her to follow his lead and to see through whatever plan they have currently going on. The senator seems to reluctantly agree as she and Cassian begin to sprint forward, holding hands before cut is yelled and the scene comes to an end. All right, so I'm going to try to play it on here. Can you see it, Rob? Making sure.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna watch the footage. All right, we are watching the footage, full screen. So right here you can see them. She's wearing her outfit almost reminds me a little bit of a Revenge of the Sith kind of stuff, but I can't be sure.
Bit.
But and then it looks like Andor's wearing a dark jacket. They're walking really fast. They're like clearly trying to avoid somebody. Maybe this isn't the place they're supposed to meet, but there are stormtroopers around, so they are clearly like they see something, and then they decide to, like, he pleads with her, come on, we got to do this thing. She's like, no way, man, I'm married. And then they run. He holds her hands, and then they like make a run for it. So yeah, it does seem like they're having a little bit of an adventure, and that the bad guys are afoot. Previously, we mentioned that Robert M's, Lonnie Jung.
He's like, I've bagged better milfs than you. Come on, let's go.
Look at this guy. I'm gonna today. I'm busting his balls today. He has said Mon Mothma, Genevieve O'Reilly like 4 times now, and possibly Clea are filming scenes in Valencia at the City of Arts and Science. All these characters are associated with Luthen, who's running various operations for the growing rebellion with help and funding from Mon Mothma. As previously mentioned, Skarsgård and O'Reilly were spotted filming a scene together at the same location, so you'd assume those events are all tied together. We know from photos and videos that this location has Imperial presence, which has led some to speculate the location being Coruscant, while others believe it could be Mothma's homeworld of Chandrila. Perhaps the scene showcases Mon Mothma attempting to escape the Empire's grasp with Cassian's help. I can't help but wonder if the scene follows Mon Mothma denouncing the Empire and resigning from the Senate, which is spurred in canon when the Empire massacred peaceful protesters on the planet Gorman. Shortly after this event, Mothma meets with the Ghost Crew, as seen in the animated series, Star Wars Rebels, so perhaps the scene takes place briefly before that on-screen event. The second and final season of Andor is set to be released during the latter half of next year, and the series will also have a presence at this year's Star Wars celebration, which kicks off on April 7th. And you can give him a coffee and follow his
Shit, that's
Bob
next week.
podcast. Yep, it is next week. Next
So
week's
you're flying out?
No, you
Flying
crazy?
out?
You
Yeah.
crazy?
Throwing a big party?
Shit, he lives there, and I don't even think he's going.
What if you did?
Yeah.
What if you did, but you missed celebration because you and Bestman were out in a field, like hiding for, like trying to get like drone pics or something?
That would be worth it. That would be us. That'd be us doing what we love. You know.
And one of you got bit by a werewolf. Right?
Ooh.
You know where I'm going with this, right? Like,
I was thinking
right?
maybe like a snake. Then I'm like, I'll suck the poison out, and then we fall in love and we start a little fucking like.
That's
Star
an
Wars
episode.
website.
That's an episode of Friends. So
No.
you know. Yeah, she got stung and they had to pee on her foot or something.
I'll be there for you. Pictures and videos of Star Wars Andor season 2 filming. Wait, is this the same article I just read? No, it's different. Okay, so the second and final season of the critically acclaimed Star Wars live action series. This is all from bestmanbulletin.com, by the way. Andor has been filming since the tail end of November and is expected to conclude in August. The shot was primarily taken behind the walls of Pinewood Studios, London, and at various locations across the United Kingdom. However, the most interesting location, the production, has ventured into Valencia, Spain. And right here we see, look at these two knuckleheads.
Look at that dude. I like the Prince Valiant haircut, right? Like that.
I like the guy on the left is like, I'm from space. The guy on the right's like, I'm Michelangelo. They named a Ninja Turtle after me.
No, the guy on the left's like, I'm a D15, and the other guy's like, I'm a D20. You know, like look at them hats. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Levante, image via Levante. Okay, the production rocked up at the City of Arts and Science located in Valencia earlier this month. And from what I've been hearing, the production will be in the Spanish city for around 2 months. There's little details on the scenes being shot in Valencia, but we've had a plethora of pictures and videos within the last week. I don't think he's even seen Three Amigos, as well as discovering some cast members that have made the trip. So right here, you can see they got the little green screen reflector thing.
Look at the little Imperial thing.
Oh, right here, yeah.
Look at
Like,
that.
oh, join the Empire. You can join us if you want to. But
yeah, we got a blue check mark. We pay $8 a month for that. Oh,
yeah. I'm doing an experiment right now. I am seeing if I'm doing a month of it. I don't care what people say about me. I'm doing a month of it, and I'm gonna see if I get more Twitter traffic going to the site in the following month. And if I do, then I'm like, oh, it is worth my $8 a month. But if I don't, then I'm like, it's not, and then I'll know. So I'm doing the experiment for you, if you care. So anyways, wrong article. Yeah, I'm just gonna see. You know, I mean, I'm like, hey, let's just see, because they're gonna start making it where nobody wants to your shit. We know that Robert Ems, the actor who played Lonnie Young, an informant of Stellan Skarsgård's Luthen Riel, who works for the Empire, has been in the city since the start of the month, thanks to the Instagram post made by the actor. He's like, do you like my cheekbones?
Hold on. I remember this story when Eric, the actor, thought he got bit by. He thought werewolves were real. I'm telling you, when he passed away, I had to just turn the show off. It was still good. I'm not gonna be one of those guys. The show got worse. It's just
but
Eric
yeah.
Could you imagine? I stand by how great it would have been if Eric had gone to January 6th. Like, oh man, dude, our little seditious traitor. You know, like,
yeah. I mean, I would have tried to convince him to fight Willow. All right. Anyways, we know Robert Ems is there as he was spotted filming scenes with Genevieve O'Reilly's Mon Mothma. There he goes again. He can't stop himself. He can't stop himself. He loves to say Genevieve O'Reilly, Mon Mothma. Though we currently,
I want to say that werewolf stuff was 2012, by the way. I'm going off memory, but
okay,
you get back to me on that. I want to say it was around 2012.
Werewolf by Online. Though we currently don't know if he has been cast in the series, actor Benjamin Bratt has been spotted with members of the Andor crew, along with a director of season 2, Janice Metz. It's also worth mentioning that Clea actress Elizabeth Dulau posted images of herself on a beach. Nice.
Oh,
but it's unclear if she's
huh, Bassman?
Yeah, I know. What the fuck, dude? You're dropping the ball.
No. You know who jobbed it? Valente or whatever. His
yeah,
name
yeah,
is,
Valente, but
Gigante.
yeah, they don't
Yeah.
let us down. God, though it would make
Look,
sense
there's
given.
Bespin right there.
Oh, I see
Looks like
him right
he's on the
here.
board. Right there.
Yep,
There he
right
is.
there. So right here, he's got this little picture of Mon Mothma. It's like, look, Mon Mothma booty shots. Is that what you call it? That's from this image is on bestinbulletin.com via monmothmabooty.shots.net.
Honestly,
So.
I see why Perrin sticks around. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
get
no,
it.
no, no.
Yeah, I
No,
get it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know why she sticks around with Perrin, but yeah, it makes sense. We currently don't know what
Hung like a
universe.
horse.
Yeah. Oh shit.
It's up. It's out. Break her
She's like,
down.
I don't know
Sorry.
what it is, but when he puts that man bun in, it just makes my buns toasty. All right. We currently don't know what universe location the City of Arts and Science is being used for. The most obvious assumption has been Coruscant, given the futuristic design of the location coupled with the presence of Mothma, Rael, and Jung, along with a heavy Imperial presence. Another option that I speculated last week is that of Chandrilla, the homeworld of Mon Mothma. You mean Genevieve O'Reilly? You're gonna put that there now. The location bears a resemblance to Chandrilla as seen in various comics, but more importantly, Chandrilla may make an appearance in the eagerly anticipated second season, given that season one set up that Mon Mothma's daughter, Lyda, was betrothed. Oh, that son of a bitch. He wrote betrothed to the son of Davos Golden. Staken? His name is Staken? Little
Steakums. Remember Steakums?
Steakums. That's what I was thinking when you said that. I was like, Steakums. Yeah.
We're the same age, Jason. So
Yeah. But she has been known to be having a secret affair with sausages. All right. Anyways, the marriage was arranged by Mon Mothma and Davos
I love
Golden
that.
after the later suggested in return for helping Mothma justify the disappearance of 400,000 Imperial credits and offered the senator a loan. It's likely that the wedding would take place on Chandrilla, given it's the homeworld of Mon Mothma, Perrin Farah, and Dave Skolden. He wrote Dave Skolden, and he means Davos Golden, but I like Dave Skolden sounds cool.
Dave's not here, man.
These are the Daves I know. I know these are the Daves I
These are the
know.
days I know.
With Lyda having keeping a keen interest in Chandrillan traditions. Yeah, she's a little weirdo. She's a little Mandalorian
That's like the
style weirdo,
fanciest outdoor pool I've ever seen, man. That is
right?
awesome.
I
That is
want
dope.
I want somebody to what was it Caddyshack when they put the fucking candy bar in the water?
Oh, the Snickers bar and the pool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the first Caddyshack. Yeah.
First Caddyshack, right? Yeah, so they
Yeah.
somebody should do that. I just want to like be watching Andor and just see like a fucking doogie
Yeah, like,
going past Mon Mothma.
props to the location scouts for this place. Like they figured it out, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a fucking good. It's a great location for Star Wars. Over the weekends, this made me laugh. I saw this as it unfolded. I was like, what? Over the weekend, fans began speculating that Darth Vader would be present during the second season of Andor and that Vader was at the City of Arts and Science. The speculation began when a Twitter user captured a video of a dark figure with what appeared to be a cape, filming a scene from a fair distance. It wasn't long before eagle-eyed fans realized that the figure in the video was none other than Stellan Skarsgård's Luthen. He loves those full names with Genevieve fucking O'Reilly, fucking Mon fucking Mothma. Come on.
No, it's freaking. It's freaking.
Sorry.
Frickin'.
Excuse my language. With Genevieve shit starting O'Reilly's Mon freaking Mothma. Though, admittedly, you've got to pay close attention to Genevieve O'Reilly's Mon Mothma in the. Okay, he just wrote Mothma in the video, but she's there nonetheless. So here we got a little. Right here we see. Look at him. Luton, walking around some fancy architecture. Okay, not the most exciting video. This is where people were like, "Is it Darth Vader?" But you know it's not because it's just.
Wow, really? You're doing that?
Yeah, we're doing that. But like, it's more like, yeah, it's when people take it out of context without the other clip, and you just see like the large black cape, you go, "Oh, that almost looks like Darth Vader," but you can tell it's not because Darth Vader has like a big penis above the cape for a head. and this is just a little fucking like
Like a
nipple.
quail tail.
Yeah,
Like a,
yeah. So right here, like when he turns, like, wait, is it in this video when he walks? I think it's in a different video I saw. But yeah, it's not Darth Vader for sure. But that won't stop people from remembering it as Darth Vader in 6 months. So when I say, "Oh, somebody said Darth Vader was in that scene," be like, "No, that's not true." So that right there is Mon Mothma. See little Mon, and that's Luthen. Little Mon, big Luthen.
Little
So,
man.
hey Mon. Once filming has concluded at the City of Art and Science, the Andor production will move to another location in Valencia. Castel de
Good luck with that
Exazia.
one. Good luck with that one, Jason.
Shotiva, probably.
You
Shotiva?
insensitive cis white male. Like,
Oh, I'm
come
not
on,
I'm not
say it.
insensitive. Just that shit is fucking impossible.
It
a
probably
fort-
is pronounced Shativa. Like, now that you say
Shativa.
it. Like,
Yeah, I think
Shativa.
I think like Shodel, is what the X is in it. Like, so
You know what I can't
Shativa,
pronounce to this day? Is it Shitsor or Shizor or Sheetsor?
it's okay. I'm gonna help you with this. It's some Kathleen Kennedy woke ass shit. Okay, remember that. It's Shizor.
Shitsor.
No, it's Shizor. Just it's like girl, Zor. Shizor. It's easy once you know it. But yes, remember it's she. It's her story. It's Star Wars her story.
No, it's Shitsor. Yeah.
Shitsor.
Yeah,
I think
confirmed.
I think Shitsor is going to be the new Star Wars hotel in Vegas.
It's the one He-Man toy that did it in, right? Like you went to,
Shitsor.
Oh, funny thing, Jason, since you were bringing up shit. I went to the store yesterday. You're gonna like this. I went to the store. I would have felt like a creep for taking a photo of this. Okay, so I didn't. But trust me. Hold on before you play this.
Yeah.
I went to the Albertsons to go pick up some stuff for dinner, right? And I park in the back because I hate the central parking. And there was this little brown. There was this little. I park in the back, and in the back of all fucking things, there was this little brown Fiat, right? Okay. Little brown Fiat that has a big and on the dashboard a poop emoji Funko Pop. And the license plate said little turd or little splurge, like their car is a poo, like they've leaned into a custom poo thing. You're like
right.
I was like, I feel like a creep photographing people's cars, but it was great. Like I've never seen anyone lean into the poo. They drive a poo, Jason. I just can't.
I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of this right here because yesterday I got my own, but I take the picture. I don't care.
You have no shame. No, you don't.
I don't give a fuck. You're in public and you're out there and it's happening. I'm taking the picture, man. I'm getting it. But hold on. So I didn't plan on sharing this, but anyways, before we get it, right here you can see some stormtroopers marching. It's like a patrol of stormtroopers.
Oh, look at that.
They don't seem like they're necessarily out to get anybody. They just seem like they're just. So remember how we saw Cassian and Mon Mothma, sort of like look like they were doing some solid snake stuff and the other stuff. There's probably just these patrols of troopers around, and they're trying to do something, and they're trying to avoid Imperial entanglements, as they call it. But look at that's a really pretty shot, though. You can tell that's going to look nice. Of the stormtroopers with that reflective water and stuff like that.
I wish this were on the volume where they would just like walk on a treadmill. You know what I mean?
Like that would be cool.
And they just and they move the background like in the Flintstones cartoon, and it just repeats, right? It just repeats. I love that. I think they should do that. That'd be better.
So last night I took the kids to golf and stuff. We were doing some Karate Kid, kind of shit, right?
I've been there.
And then on the way home, this car pulls up next to me.
Wow.
And I was like, kids. No, I was like, kids, get down. Patty Jenkins is coming to shoot us.
Oh yeah. Snyder invented that version though. But damn.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good to them.
That was Patty. I thought it was Patty coming after us after some of the shit I talked on the show.
And I thought when I was a kid, the craziest thing I ever saw was my uncle did this radio contest because that's he did radio contests for a living, and there was this one where you had to put it was B100 was the radio station at the time, and you had to put the logo on your car somewhere. And my uncle painted. He had this little like Honda Civic looking car, and he painted this big B100 logo on the side of the door, right? And remember,
Right.
like 1986 or 7, this is a big deal. People weren't painting their cars with weird shit on there, And
Yeah.
my uncle had it in the bag. Everyone was like, "Oh, damn, that's crazy. You do that to your car." And then right before they closed it off, someone pulled up their car, and they were an engineer, and they had done a microscopic B100 on their car door. They had pulled up a magnifying glass, they zoomed in, and they could see it microscopically, like it's on there. Holy shit! And
So,
so
oh,
he
yeah.
won it, and he got it with the smallest
Oh, really?
B100, like the small, yeah, because it's the and he won because of the cleverness. And my uncle was so he had to drive around with this falling off because he'd done shitty spray paint, so it was just peeling off B100 for like 2 years.
Yeah. So my
Yeah.
around the time of the Phantom Menace, I got a Volkswagen, a Bug, a 1974 Bug.
Toyota,
No, a Volkswagen Bug,
right.
and I got it painted yellow. I got it painted yellow because of the Naboo Starfighter, and we
You nerd.
right. And I'm like 18, it's my first car, really. I'm like, yeah. And but it was pretty funny because we got what do you call it? Like the thing that goes on like a bra, like what they call it on the car, I don't know if that's really what they call it now, but they call it like a bra, like the thing that goes over, and it was like leather. We fucking spray painted it silver, put it on the car. Like we were laughing, we thought it was fucking ridiculous. And we fucking drive it. We go out somewhere, we come back, and somebody stole the fucking painted silver fucking leather
Oh
bra
no.
thing on the it looked like shit. Like we fucked it up. But yeah, but that was my 15 minutes of having a Naboo Starfighter car. 15 minutes. Like literally, like I had it for a night. And then after that I just had a yellow bug. But it was cool.
Well, you
I
just
liked
go hang out with Paley Moto. She'll hook you up.
it. But
Come on, someone's theme is poop. Like that, I love that. Like that's just my wife would never let me have a poo car.
have you seen how Twitter fired its PR staff? So whenever you send an email to Twitter PR, it just sends you back a poop emoji right now. That's what happens. That's
Really?
that's where they're at right now. That's how well things are going over on twitter.com. So yeah, it's amazing. But
Like,
Judy
how does it
Jingles,
is? Does he really think he's gonna somehow make back $42 billion with $8 a month plus ads? Like, does he really think
no.
that's gonna?
Yeah, somebody did the math on it. It was like 900 months or something before he makes the money back. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it basically he got himself a student loan. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's basically it.
Good times. Yeah. Well, anyways, I think we did it today, Rob. I think we hit on it. We hit on all the major Star Wars news. We showed some Star Wars footage. I did some Star Wars homework. I
We did
put
a
a
little
link,
Star Wars. Ah,
a little bit of yeah, a little bit of that, and
little
like
McCollum.
a little bit of the McCollum, and once again, I'll post the link right here to the Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy documentary. If any of you want to check it out, there it is at the end of the show. So you could check it out yourself. And then, oh, Meg, you son of a. She said, Jason, I'll be there for you. And she did the hand claps from Friends.
Jason, I'm under a deadline, but I was going to mock up the cafe from Friends, Central Perk, and put Central Porkins.
Yeah,
Like
well,
I was gonna do it. I just didn't have the time.
that's fine because I think they're all pigs, like that Army and Willow.
No.
I would be like, pigs, you're all pigs. But
It's warm and fun. No, people they don't want real comedy. They don't want real. They want action figure comedy. Come see Friends. Hang out with us.
I'm okay. Richie
Warm and
says,
fuzzy.
hey Jason, Indy 5 is going to premiere at the Cannes Film Festival in May. What have you heard internally about the film? So feel confident about it? Have you heard good things? So the only stuff that I have heard about it on that front are people who worked on it, and from a couple of people who worked on it, and they're very happy with it. They feel like they made a good Indiana Jones movie. It's like pretty much all I could tell you on that. So I'm confident in it. And I think the people who aren't are mistaken, probably. But who knows?
Are they in fear of Man's Gold? He's scary. Like,
Nah, I got a feeling if he was a shithead, like that would be the narrative. And like I said, the only people anybody ever says is a shithead is that Spider-Man guy on Skeleton Crew. So, you know,
ah,
but we'll see. We'll see if it's good.
see,
If it's good, I don't care. I mean, I hope everybody gets treated fairly and stuff. But you know, if you got to be an asshole to make a good product, that's going to stand the test of time. Then I'm like, well, I guess you know, you got
that's how
sometimes you got to do it.
Aliens 2 got made.
Sometimes that's what it takes. But I don't
That's how
agree
The
with
Abyss
it.
got
I
made.
don't like it. It's not how it should be. It doesn't have to be that way necessarily. But if that's what it takes,
It's how
you know,
Titanic got made till he got drugged with PCP. The whole
yeah,
fucking
that's
crew did.
man. I want to. I wonder if there's like a lot of video of that around somewhere. Like
There
like
isn't,
that.
but that podcast, they were gonna put it
Yeah,
in the documentary on Titanic, but Fox trimmed it. They cut it out.
I was gonna
But
say like that would be an awesome documentary just to like
the
interview all of the
podcast,
people. Yeah.
the podcast Blockbuster, they did George Lucas on their first season. Their second season was James Cameron, which is much better, by the way. They just figured out the rhythm, and then COVID hit, and they went out of business. But
Oh,
they reenact that whole sequence, right? That timeline. Like they go through it. It's all voice acted. The voice acting they got for Cameron's crazy. It sounds just like him.
yeah.
But then in between the episodes, they interviewed the head of Fox, the guy that was in charge of that whole production at the time. They interviewed the actual Fox executive, and he was like, "Well, I don't know if it was PC. I don't like. I mean, you don't really. Yeah. It's funny watching him dodge that one. You could totally tell he's dodging it. You know, like they don't want to bring it up, but it definitely happened. Nova Scotia was a cook in Nova Scotia that did it.
Oh, they actually caught the guy who did it.
Yeah, they got him. You know,
Hmm.
but.
And
then
Star
Cameron
Wars Santa
jumped him off, and it's funny they dumped him off in the sea, just like without a lifeboat.
was it done with malicious intent or was it done with like let's fucking party? Dumb other way, but I'm just curious. Do you know?
Wait, what are you talking to me or Santa?
I'm talking to you about the person who put
Oh.
the PCP.
Oh, sorry, I
in the
just saw
Titanic.
it. Jay, I thought we were reading Santa's thing.
Yeah, we're about to, but I
Repeat
had a question that was on my
Okay.
brain.
Okay.
Did the guy
Repeat that.
do it to be evil or did he do it to party?
He did it to get to Cameron. He was being a dick.
Being evil, okay.
Yeah, being evil.
It's a stupid, horrible thing to do either way you cut it. But I was just curious, you know, if people's like, yeah, that'd be funny if her brother Titanic was tripping, or if he was like, I'm going to get you, Cameron. You will pay. All right, Star Wars Santa says, Jason, is it true that your job is a joke, you're broke, and your love life is DOA?
No,
Neither.
but that's exactly the
For
kind
me.
of comments I get on the show, like in the comment section.
Is it sort of like you're always stuck in second gear?
Yeah.
God, that song is so shitty. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable. The fucking hand claps make me just want to punch stuff. Yeah. No, I don't have a problem. I like Weezer, man. You want to give me some ooh, I'm there, bud. It's the way it's done is just infuriating. Dale says, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. You might be broke, single, and people will laugh at you. As long as you're happy, nobody can say it's not a job. Okay.
Yeah, say that the minute you need health insurance, it doesn't charge you $1 million for some fucking, stomach medication.
I mean, I say, you know what? You're probably going to end up on the Titanic doing PCP anyway. Who fucking cares, you know? But yeah, I know
they're 50% complete, but they've rebuilt the Titanic 50% in Unreal 5. Like you can watch the videos of it. It's pretty fucking accurate. They've done a really good job. So like I was watching, there's this guy I follow, Max Miller, and he cooks like historical recipes, and he was going through like the first class menu on Titanic, like dated from April 11th, right?
Yeah.
1912. And he remakes the food, as best he can. And he goes through different stories on the Titanic, and he's showing photos from like where they would eat. And I'm like, oh, I know that room. And so that I brought it up in the Unreal video. I'm showing my wife. I'm like, here's what it looked like. They did this crazy stuff, man, where they'd have like stained glass windows indoors, but then they would put like a candle behind it. So it would just like have a cool little like glow effect, Like it was really interesting, like aesthetics,
Yeah.
Somewhere between Farrell's and old school Wendy's, right? Like, but with money, like with Club 33 money,
Do you remember when Wendy's had a salad bar, but it also had spaghetti? with
Yes.
spaghetti in it. What the fuck?
Yes.
Weird.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
Nick says, and when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, Nick,
They did
no,
that because Sizzler
no,
started the pasta bar at at
yeah,
their salad bar. So Sizzler started the salad bar craze, then everyone had to do a version. Then Sizzler added the pasta bar section, which actually was all themed. They had like, it was like something out of like a shop till you drop, like, game show thing where you go and have like hanging tomatoes and garlic and shit. It was this whole little station. I loved it when I was a kid. They would never do this now. It's too themed. And then Wendy's just had like a slop. There's just spaghetti slop, like it's like spaghetti in there, and I remember as a kid I wasn't paying attention and I put like the cranberry, the beets, the beets, and I thought it was the spaghetti
yeah.
sauce, and I was woefully unimpressed when I ate beets and noodles, yeah.
And I'm gonna say, Nick, stop playing Battlefront. Get off Battlefront and get on Fortnite. Jeez, come on. Dave says, friends are no friends of mine. Dale says, the candle behind the stained glass was my idea. And Rick Jones
Yeah.
says, Friends is the widest TV, or is the widest show TV can provide. And
You haven't seen Saved by the Bell.
oh, but no, Saved by the Bell's a great show. That show's
No,
good.
no. Goodbye, Miss Bliss was the great show. The season before Saved by the.
It was called
yeah,
Good
no.
Morning, Miss Bliss. Goodbye, Miss Bliss is what they do to them.
Well, it
in
was goodbye
2023
because they
with
got
guns.
rid of her fucking ass.
Today they'd fucking be a school shooting.
She's 41 in that show, and she looks 60. Like, what did they drink back in the day? Like, it was crazy.
It was the
So
smoking.
you know what?
It was the smoking.
It had to be the smoking, right? Jonathan Brandis and Urkel are like in the first episode. Like,
Yeah,
they were there. Yeah.
As a kid though, I kind of found her strangely hot. It's weird.
Sure.
As
So
a kid,
so
I was
did the 6-year-old in the class who says, I like women with great legs. Remember, like in the first episode? It blew my mind when I was a kid. I'm like, you can't talk to your teacher that way. And she goes, well, I'm so happy, Like, what is Disney saying? Yeah.
There was also like another show that was like Saved by the Bell on at the time about these kids, and they had like a band. And I can't remember what it was called. It was fucking awful, but I loved it. I remember one of the first times I ever like made out with a girl. We were making out on this couch, and that show was on. And there's this part I like look up for a second at the TV, and the guy goes, "Want a jam? Know any Nirvana?" And then the other kid goes, "Never heard of them," and then starts shredding on the guitar. And I was just like, what the fuck is that? That's one of those things. California Dreams. Junior Jangles, you're my guy. Junior Jangles always has
Junior
my
Jangles
back.
tried out for that show, Jason. That's why he knew it. He's probably got like 6, he got stories about craft services, and the producer tried to touch his Junior Jangles, right?
God,
yeah.
my ex-girlfriend, she worked at a movie theater out by the Back to the Future mall. And the person, she said that the person who played Lisa Turtle would like sneak into the movies all the time and just watch movies all day. And she was like, we had to kick Lisa Turtle out of the movies a couple times. It's a little weird. I mean, but and then all right, we're gonna go after this one. Jake says the only memorable Friends episode is the one where Danny DeVito shows up as a stripper. Yeah, I approve of that.
Agree to disagree. Although it's in my top 3.
But what I recommended on Star Wars Santa Show is somebody made a video where they took out the laugh track and just show Friends without the laugh track, and it's funnier. Way better.
Every show's funnier without it. And I stand by that. I really wish we could get like Addams Family and Munsters without those laugh tracks. I think those shows instantly go up.
But it shows David Schwimmer as the psychopath when you watch it without the laugh track. He's just like,
unfortunately, that's the one where like they really leaned on him being the fucking they leaned on him being he wasn't super psychotic, and then he just went too far with that shtick, whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, and I hate Friends. I hate David Schwimmer in Friends, but I thought he was excellent in Band of Brothers. I kind of thought maybe he was going to have a bit of a more of a career after that, but maybe he just said like,
And that
fuck it,
movie
it's hard
with
work.
Harrison Ford and Anne Hesh, remember?
Oh, was he in that?
Yeah, he was her husband.
But that was before he learned how to act, right? That was like early. That was before Friends, right?
No, that's after Friends.
It is after Friends, really?
Yeah, it's like 2001.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah. That's after
okay.
The Beach.
Because I remember Harrison Ford, and yeah, okay, that was 1998.
Sure. That's
So
after Friends. Friends started in 92.
but it went into the 2000s. But it's like during Friends. But fair enough. 6 Days, 7 Nights, 1998.
6 days, 7 nights.
Yeah, I remember there was an Enquirer article because I think Haish came out as a gay woman at that time, and the all of the tabloids were saying Harrison Ford was saying, "Come out on your own time." I don't know if it was true though, but don't do it during our film's press. And I was wondering if that was true. That'd be shitty if it was. You know, hopefully he came around if that was the case and doesn't still think like that. But yeah, but that was a tabloid story at the time. Probably bullshit though. Thinking about it like in the big picture, because he seems. Anyways, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do an earlier show, because the kids get out early tomorrow, and Mando's tonight at midnight. So we'll do a show, a Mando mornings, Mando mornings. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that middle of the night. Also, April 1st, April Fets Day. Don't forget.
Oh no, April Fets Day.
Yeah.
April Fets.
I'm starting that.
That sounds like
that. First day, April Fets Day, April 1st.
I feel like it's one of those Instagram channels of a girl with a Boba Fett helmet in her underwear. April Fets at Instagram is probably that. But anyways, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see everybody.
Hold on. I want to address this really quick in 3 seconds. I said the Book of Boba Fett should have been Boba Fett as John Wick. I've been saying this since day one. They should get the John Wick dudes and just make a straight action raid John Wick style. Whatever. Just him on revenge to take over the planet. Just one long, super fucking cool looking fight thing. Stop adding all this stupid mythological bullshit, Godfather nonsense into this. So there you go.
Yeah,
I say go back and watch the Book of Boba Fett episode.
Book of Boba Fett season 2. I say you murder the whole Hutt house family, and then let him go,
and let him get his revenge. Yes,
right there. Do that.
Kill them all off. Solve all the problems.
Yeah, and then at the end,
we're all rooting. We're all they kill the Vespas the way Brad Pitt does the Manson kids, right? and we're all rooting. Yay!
Yeah, and I would also have shot a scene where he collects some of Flashdance blood, and then he has her cloned, and he makes a clone of her, and he's like, "You're now
brings her
Mrs.
back."
Fetch.
But it's just the boobs. Just clone the boobs.
This is clone the boobs.
It's like always on April Fets Day. Do I clone the
boobs? Stupid. All right, guys. Enjoy. I hope everybody enjoys Mandalorian tonight, and we'll talk about it tomorrow morning. All right. Well, I'll see you guys.
April 5th.
Got my baby. I'm 50 years old. Roll up my IG, sipping up a stall. But you could be my mommy, 'cause I know you a hoe. Mrs. On Tramp Stamp.